It's Storytime Tea, that's me, and today I'm here to tell you a story about how I dated a love bomber. Before I set the scene, let me just tell you what a love bomber is. Love bomber is a person that attempts to influence your emotions by doing all these over-the-top, extravagant, like displays of affection and giving you constant attention. But it usually happens in the early stages of a relationship and it's not long-lasting. So, boom. Okay, so let me set the scene. I do not remember the time period, not gonna lie to y'all, but it was a time where I think I was already dating one person, but we were like casually dating. We weren't like dating to be in a relationship or anything like that, and he was cool, but like, yeah. I had ran into this guy that I had knew in a past life, that's what I like to say, and he was just like, oh, we should talk. And I was like, okay. And then I didn't talk to him. And so then I think like a month or two went past and he like put something up on his page and he like set me up for a joke basically. And so I was just like, no way I'm gonna miss the opportunity to be corny. Like, I'm about to slide in his DMs with my little joke. And so I said whatever I said to him, whatever. And then we ended up turning that into like a whole little conversation about something that ain't have anything to do with anything, okay? And like the conversation was good, and like his conversation was always good. That's why we was like cool in my past life for real. And so like after that, he just was like, we should just go out. And I'm just like regular go out or like go out? What you mean by that? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay. And so we set up like a little date for real. But it wasn't a date in my head because I'm just like, I don't even know where you trying to take this for real. We finna see. And so then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna just come pick you up on Thursday. We gonna go out. I'm like, alright. So he comes to pick me up. I'm not gonna say off rip I knew what was going on. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna act like I knew everything. I don't know everything, but like it was a little something off like soon as I got with him. So he comes to my door, he opens the door, I come out. It was like one of the warmer months, but not exactly summer. I think it was like springtime type, you know. And so we get in the car. He got like all of these flowers, like not roses, but it was like some type of little flower. I don't know flowers like that, y'all. I just know they be cute sometimes. And so like he got these flowers and then he was like, this colors means new beginnings, da da da. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then he like was playing these songs that he saw me post on my story. It's like he made a playlist out of all the songs that he saw me post on my story recently, like. Okay. So I'm just like, either you just naturally like this or you about to be acting a fool in just a few. And I didn't know which it was, and I try not to judge people off bat, so I'm just like, I'm gonna just let you show me whatever you want to show me, okay? So we go on our little date, and the date we went on was like something that I would have planned for real. And so I'm just like, I feel like me and him have had enough conversations to where as though he would know like what I would want to do, but he didn't ask me what I wanted to do for real. And I'm like, okay, this date is cool. We went on a date. The date was cool. He was being like really nice, really like affectionate, but like not too over the top. It's just like I knew him, so it wasn't weird. But like if he was a random person that I just met and we went on a date and he did all of this, I'd have been like, all right now. so like I know where his mama lives, so I felt safe. Everything was fine. I'm like, okay. Not too safe, but you know, just the right amount, okay? So we was just like, all right, after this date, before the date even ended, he was trying to plan another date. I'm like, all right. But like I was like hesitant to like, you know, be cool with the whole situation. But at the same time, I'm just like, you know, vibes. And so like I went home, and when I got home, he took me home. When I got home, he got home, whatever, he texted me, he like, oh, I'm home. I had such a great time. And da da da. And I'm just like, okay. And it's like, Like I was fucking with him. I was fucking with him. He was cool for real. He was cool for real. And so I'm just like, all right, yeah, da da da. And then he was just like, all right, so the next day that you're available, like I already got a date planned, da da da. I'm like, okay. And so then from that moment on, like as the days progressed, he just started being like more and more like extra. Like the first time he came to get me, he had like 12 little flowers. Like second time he came to get me, he had like 24 little flowers. And I'm just like, alright. And then he kept on like playing like all of this music that was like lovey music, okay? And so I'm just like, alright. Like every day it was escalating. So on the second day I hit my 24 flowers, and the playlist was like a love playlist, and then it had like all of the little R&B songs that everybody would just love if they was born in the 90s. If you born in the 90s, like that is, you know, peak R&B music. And so like yeah, he was playing all of that. And then it's like he had got me like a little card that just said, I appreciate you being in my life, or something like that. It was like one of those cards where the outside say stuff, but then the inside is empty, so you can write whatever you want in there. One of them, okay? And so he had that. And then I'm like, okay. And then it's just like he took me on a date, and then like he was like really extra on the date. Like the person had bought me out like a little cake at the end of our little date, because we had went to get something to eat. And it was like a little cake that's just like, will you go on date 3 with me or whatever. I'm just like like it's sweet. Like yes, it's sweet, but like I just had in my brain that it was something else going on. And like I usually just like, oh yeah, everything's great, and I'm just like appreciative of like all the sweet things that people do for me, and then I do sweet things for them and whatever. But it was just like he just seemed like he had an alternative motive, and not like the regular one, like yeah, I'm trying to go swimming type of alternative motive. It was just like something different. It's like, what you got cooking? What do you got cooking? And so like after that I was just like, oh yeah, I'll go on date 3 with you. Like why did you have to get them to write that on their plate? Like it was like, I was like, all right, yo. And then like once we got to date 3, it was like, all right, I got 36 flowers, okay? I got 36 flowers. I got a card, and I had a little box. I'm like, what's in this little box, okay? And so then he had got me like a pair of earrings, y'all. Like, and they were like real diamond earrings. Like they were small, but like they were still real diamond earrings. I'm like, this is the 3rd date. What are you trying to do? And like, it's like I'm accepting my gift and all, but like I'm not ready to put this on, and I'm about to leave it in the box, in the bag and everything. And then like he had it in the bag and everything with the receipt and like who he got it from and everything. Like, if you don't like these ones, we can take them back and get other ones. And I seen how much he paid for it, and I'm just like, why did you buy this? I'm like, what's going on? And so I'm just like really like just like, all right, Joe. And so like I had earrings, okay? Like, and so then we go on the date and everything, and like he just being very affectionate, and now he all touching up on me and everything, and I'm just like, I wasn't uncomfortable. Like, I liked him, and I thought he was cute, and he was funny, and everything was cool, but I'm just like, what are you trying to do? Like what's going on? Like, you can be sweet and everything without doing all of this extra stuff that you're doing. But I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna just believe that it's part of his personality. Like, okay, he not love bombing me, y'all. He not love bombing me. Cause the whole thing about it is, usually when people do stuff like that, it's because they trying to get you to be attached to them and be loyal to them and committed to them, so that when they do fuckery, you will still be beside them, and you will still be the type of person that like think that there's something wrong with you and not them, and you'll take their side over your side and say, oh, I must be geeking, but no, it's really them and they geeking. And so I'm just like, I already know that that's the reason why people be love bombing. So I'm just like, I just feel like that's what this is right now. And we're going to see how long you can keep this up. Because I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. But like, I do fuck with you, but I just feel like you got something going on, and I'm just going to be the person that's going to accept it. And so I was just like, we going to move. And so at the end of day 4, he like was like all extra, and he had like balloons in his trunk the whole time that I didn't know about. And the balloons was like, will you go on a 4th date with me? I'm like, I didn't know you could customize balloons. Like, I forgot that like you could just customize some balloons. And so the balloon said, will you go on a 4th date with me? I'm just like, yeah, like yo. And so then he planned a 4th date. Usually whenever I go on dates with people, I like to do like every other one. Like, you plan like 2 dates, or I plan like and then we go on, and then you plan 2, and then I plan 1, or like I plan 1, you play 1, I plan 1, you play 1. That's because I feel like it's more even, then I feel like it's more balanced. But he was like, no, I would have planned every day, and I'm like, okay. And so like I'm just here and I'm just existing, but I'm just like, bro, it's something up with you, and I just don't know what it is. I'm like, this is giving very much so Temptations. Like I'm like, this is giving off, yeah, I'm gonna beat you up in like 7 days, you just wait. And so I was trying not to be like that, because I'm just like, I know that I'm the type of person that just like gives somebody a gift after we only been dating for like 2 weeks, because I'm just like, bro, I seen this thing and I just thought that you should have it. I know that I'm that type of person, so I'm just like, maybe he's just that type of person. But I'm just like, diamond earrings randomly. Like, I didn't tell you I lost my earring and like, oh my gosh, my earring gone, and then you got me some earrings. You just got me some earrings randomly. What's happening in this itch? Like, what's going on? I don't know. And so I'm just like, all right, y'all, we just moved. So then we go on our other date. This date, like, he was just on me. He was on me. He's giving me all these compliments. Like, I mean, I know people always give me compliments, but it was just like he was on 10. He was on 10. And I'm just like, this ain't even the best fit. I just threw some shit on. I got sweatpants on for real. Like, this, like, you told me dress casually, and I got sweatpants on and a half a shirt, because I'm always gonna have on a half a shirt. But like, I'm just like, I'm really cooling for real. I'm just like, my hair not even done. Like, and my hair always done. So I'm just like, I'm real regular today, and you being so extra, like, oh my gosh, you so cute. I just can't believe that you would just give me a chance and you would just love me. And then also, on like the 4th or 5th day, he told me he loved me, and I said, love? Love? I'm like, who is love? I'm like, this is not you. You gotta chill. Like, who is love, babes? Like, who is love? But I digress. So I was just like, all right, thank you for loving me, but like, I ain't there yet. I appreciate the love. I'm probably gonna get there, but I don't know why you said that date 5. And so like, I think it was day 5, not day 4. But yeah, I'm just like, okay. And so then, like, he was like, it's okay, you don't gotta say it back. Like, I know you're gonna love me and da da da. I'm just like, okay. And so we get home and he's like texting me all these long messages. It's just like, he want to tell me exactly how he feel all the time. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I don't mind people being like that, but it's just like the combination. And so I'm just like, okay. And so he gave me all of these like little poems. Like, he was writing poems and stuff, and like, you know, if he could sing, I swear he would have sung to me. Like, I'm just like, okay, all right. And then like every single date he gave me a card, like every single date. And so I'm like, by the time we got to date 6, I'm like, this man seemed like he in love with me, and I'm just confused. I do really like him, but I don't know how he got here this fast. Like, we ain't even like, I'm like, you never even spent the night. Like, we never had like a real like time to like cuddle and just, you know, like, we just been going out for real, and like, yeah, like, I don't know how we got here, but like, okay, I'm gonna see. And so like, it was concerning because I'm just like, how are you like, how, like, I don't know, y'all. So I'm just like, okay. And then so like, once we had got to date 6 or whatever, or date 7, he like came like inside my house finally, and then like we sat and we ate and everything like that. Because I'm like, bro, you're not about to take me on 800 dates and then I don't do anything, because I just feel like I'm just consuming. I want to give something at some point in time. And so I like cooked for him, and like we just talked, and he just told me a bunch of like very personal things that I felt like maybe he shouldn't have told me yet. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I'm just like, now at this point we connected. I can't like, if we stop talking, I still gotta be cool with you, because I don't know why you would tell me that information. Like, you tell everybody this. And so I'm just like, wow, oh, okay, yeah, so that's what happened to you. And then you did what? Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have told you nothing like that, not this soon, but you know, all right. And so like after day 7, I think, because we was going on like 1 date or like 2 dates a week or whatever, so like by this point it had only been like it's been less than 2 months, right? It's been less than 2 months. We haven't gone any swimming, you know. We ain't done going on no vacations neither. So it ain't been too crazy. But like, he just was so attached to me. And I'm just like, for real? And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let it be whatever it is. All right. And so then he started wanting to go to the gym with me. Because he just like, I feel like we don't spend enough time together, and you always at the gym. I want to go to the gym. So then he was going to the gym with me like 2 days a week, and then on 2 other days of the week we was going on dates. And so it was just like I was seeing him 4 days a week, and I don't really like to see people like that, for real. So I'm just like, all right, now you're pushing it. But it's just like after we would go to the gym, he would just drop me off at home. But then he started wanting to like come in my house and eat breakfast with me after the gym. I'm like, bro, no, because I like to shower and then I like to eat breakfast. And I don't want to just leave you in my household cooling while I'm in the shower for these 10 minutes. I trust you, but I feel like that ain't what I want to do because you low-key scaring me. So I'm just like, nah, get out of here. I'm like, all right, so now I got to be dirty an extra hour because I need to cook me something to eat. Well, I need to cook us something to eat, and then we got to eat it. And then I can't immediately put you out as soon as you eat the last spoonful of fucking eggs. So I'm just like, okay. And so that ended up happening. And so I'm just like, all right. Eventually he's going to stop all this love bombing. Like, I'm not, like, you're not going to convince me that this is not love bombing. I know what's going on here. And I don't know why you're doing it, but you're doing it. And I'm going to find out pretty soon because I'm not convinced that this is your actual personality and this is actually how you be acting all the time and this is who you are. It's something that's going on here and I'm gonna fucking figure it out. So yeah, I just, you know, played it cool. Just was my regular little self. Just the clown that I am. And we just kept moving. Date 8 happened, okay? And so this the date where I just knew. I was like, all right, yeah, you definitely love bombing me and you definitely have to be a psychopath or something. There's something wrong with you, like you be abusing women or something. I don't know what it is, but it's something going on here. He gets to my house, y'all. He gets to my house. He was like, I want to come in before we go on our date. I said, all right. So he comes and he's like at the door with like Valentine's Day amount of gifts. Like he has like two big bags and like a regular like this size bag, you know, like a little like that. And then he has like balloons and a bear and like chocolates. What's happening? I'm like, it's date 8. Okay, so that is kind of deep into it. It's been like 2 months and a week maybe, or like, you know, something like that. And I'm just like, okay. And so I take all this stuff. I'm like, okay, you need assistance? Because he looked like he could barely hold everything that was in his hands. So I'm like, why do you have all of this stuff? And he was just like, I just wanted to get you some gifts because I just felt like you should have some gifts. And I'm just like, okay. And he was just like, and I just love you so much, and I just can't wait for you to love me back. And I'm just like, okay. And then he's just like, and so open up all your gifts and then we can go on a date. I'm like, okay. And so I had recently talked to him about like my YouTube or whatever. Alright, I know what time period this is now. So I was just about to start my YouTube, and I was like, oh, I need to get a new phone because once I get a new phone, then I can record on my phone. I ended up getting a new phone and a new camera and then just recording on my camera like a couple weeks after the whole new phone thing. But he got me a phone. He had got me the newest iPhone. And mind y'all, at the time, I didn't have an iPhone. Like, I had like a little old iPhone that one of my old best friends gave me. But I didn't have like a recent iPhone, and my main phone was a Galaxy because that's what I had. And so... and I liked my little Galaxy, like I didn't have a problem with it. And so I was just getting a new phone because I was going to get a new phone so I could record on it. But then he got me an iPhone. I don't even remember which one it was. Maybe it was like the 11 one or something like that. And so he got me the iPhone, and I'm just like, I definitely was just going to get that myself. Yo, I left it in a box. I'm just like, bro, no. And so I told him I was going to use it and everything just to see how long he was going to keep up this facade. But I was just like, oh, thank you. Yeah. Left that phone right in the box, just like I left them earrings right in the box. Like, I'm like, bro, no. And so then, like, after I had opened up that one, that was like the smaller bag. But then he had these 2 bigger bags, and he had bought me like some name brand bag, but like I don't really care about stuff like that, so I don't know what it was. But a little receipt was in there, and he had paid like $700 or like $800 for this bag. I'm like, boy, have you ever seen me wear a bag? You just wasted your money. Not like that, but like, I'm just like, you could have really got something else that was like something that I would actually use or something that I would actually want. I appreciate you getting me this bag, but like, I don't even put outfits together. I just be existing in the world. So I'm just like, I don't even need to have no cute bag. I'm one of those people, like, if I had a bunch of like name brand stuff, I'd be one of the people that'd be like, why she even got that? Like, she not even dressing for real. Like, that's how they would be. That's how they would be. Because I literally, like, look at me now. I paid like $2 for the shirt. I don't care. Like, I just be cooling. So I'm just like, you really got this bag for what reason? And then he had another bag. And inside the other bag, it was just like a, it was like a shirt and some pants from like this place that I never heard of again. Like somebody else I never heard of again. And so it was like 2 shirts and a pair of pants inside the bag. Mind y'all, my legs be legging. So like the pants was not going to fit because the way my measurements set up, like if like you get me some high-waisted pants, like my legs is 30 long, right? But my waist is 24. So like I can't fit shit. Like whenever I be trying to get stuff, it's always like, oh, it's too short or the like waist part is too wide. Okay, so it's just like like I'm going to just be having gym pants on and sweatpants all the time because nothing be fitting me. So you wasted your time getting these pants. I put the pants on. Yes, they were high waters. Of course they're high waters because my legs are long. So yeah, that's basically how it was. And I took the shirts. I put the shirts on. I tried them on. I'm like, oh yeah, they're cute. Da da da. So he picked good stuff. Like all the stuff he got me was cute. But I'm just like, why are you getting me this stuff? Like what's going on? And so like I planned to wear the clothes. I did. But I left that phone in the box just like I left the earrings in the box. And then I read the little card that he got me, of course, because you know he always got me a card. And then it's just like, I'm pronouncing my love for you. Like I'm really just so in love with you. And I just can't wait for us to be together. And I'm just like, what you mean by that? And then like as I told y'all, like this is this spot where I was just like, you really scaring. You really scaring because I don't know how you got to this point. Like I understand that I be cool and you be cool and we be cool together and everything like that. And I'm enjoying all of these dates and like you're really great, but like how did we get here? Like you told me your childhood trauma like 2 dates ago or like a date ago, and I'm like, all right, okay. And so I'm like, I'm getting that like we're close, but I'm just like, I'm not getting that we're about to be together. I'm so sorry. Like I'm just like, I'm going to be giving these gifts back to you when I cut you off in like a week. Like I'm just like, he didn't really do anything wrong, but I just felt it inside me. I don't know how you just know, but I just knew. And so like he was just like, all right, let's go on this date. So we go on this date. It's like really extra. And then like at the end of the date, like he had like this elaborate thing set up. Like I don't even know where we were, but it was like a place where it's just like, bitch, you shouldn't be doing no proposal. And that's basically like what it was. Like he asked me to be his girlfriend at the end of the date, and I was just like, no. I'm like, what do you mean? Get out of here. No. And so he was just like, oh, I just thought that it would be the perfect time. Like we've been on 8 dates. I'm like, we need to go on 10. And I'm just like, I'm like, no, because we're not doing that. And so he was hurt. And then like after that we had left because like we were already leaving out, and he had set up this stuff by the door because he had went to the bathroom, and then he had went to the bathroom and then he had came back because he had set up all of that stuff. And so then he just told the people to throw it away, and then we walked out. And we went to the car. We got home. Well, we got to my house, and he was like, can I come in? I'm like, yeah. And so he just started telling me like more things about his background, like who he is and like how he's been hurt in the past and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then like that's when I just started realizing that, oh yeah, I think he beat bitches, because like he started telling me about like his ex-girlfriends. Like he said one of them like ghosted him and they lived together. I'm like, how she ghost you if y'all live together? I'm like, she just packed up all her stuff while you was at work one day and dipped. I'm like, nah, if a woman do that, you the problem. Because no way. Because women be wanting resolution. They be wanting to really talk about the endings and why it happened and all of that. So if she left after not saying anything to you, she was fed the fuck up. Or she was escaping. One of the two. And I don't know, but it was very sketchy how he said that. And then he told me another story about another ex. And he was just like, yeah, this one ex, she just went to a whole nother state. And she had texted me that she was going to another state, and so we couldn't be together anymore. I don't even know what state it was, but she said she was going south. And I was like, do she have family there or something? He was just like, no, she doesn't have any family there. I'm just like, was she working at the time? He's just like, no, she didn't have a job. And I'm just like, how do, all right. So I'm just was like, yo, like every single time he was telling me about like each of these exes, because he had 3 exes. Each one, it was like the circumstances of them breaking up was really just insane. So I'm just like, bruh, what are you doing to these women? What are you doing to them? and so like we went on a couple like days without like going on a date. I think it was like a week and a half we didn't go on no date. And we was just like we hung out like one time, and then I was like kind of busy, so we was just texting and everything like that. So I'm thinking everything's cool. But like he was sending me long paragraphs every morning telling me like, oh, I love you, da da da, send all the little emojis, da 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 da, okay? And then he like left something at my door for me one day when I had left for work or whatever. When I left out for work, it was something sitting at my door. It's like a little gift or whatever. It was like candy in like a little bag, but it was the candy that I liked this time. And so it was like candy in a little bag, like little Sour Patch Kids. I'm like, ooh, Sour Patch Kids. And then like a card and something else, whatever. Like, sorry, we can't go on a date this week, but da da da. And so that's how it was. And so I was like, okay. And then like he pulled up to my job and he was just like, why aren't you texting me? And I'm just like, you pulled up to my job because I wasn't texting you? He's like, well, I was nearby, so I just figured I'd just come. Maybe it was something wrong with your phone. And then I was just like, no. And then he was like, why are your messages still green? And I'm just like, I'm like, because I didn't open the phone up yet. And he's just like, it's been weeks. Why haven't you opened up the phone yet? And I'm just like, well, I just got a lot of other stuff and I'm trying to da da da. And I just made something up because like I was actually busy and I didn't feel like starting to have an iPhone at that point in time because like, get out of here. Like making the transition, like transitioning over from a Galaxy it's annoying. So I was just like, yeah, I just gave him some excuses and I'm just like, yeah. And so he was just like, okay, well, I'll see you tonight. I'm like, you finna see me tonight? Who told you that? And he was just like, yeah, because we need to see each other. I'm like, okay. And so like he came and picked me back up from work later on and I'm like, all right. We went to my house and then like the weirdness started increasing because it was like I told you that he already said the thing about the ex-girlfriends and everything like that. So I'm just like, yeah, I wasn't texting you because I was really busy. And so he was just like, let me see your phone. I'm just like, and so I let him see my phone. I didn't care. And then he was just like, how come you text these 2 people back and you didn't text me back? I'm just like, that first person right there is literally my work best friend, and we were working together, and I was telling him that he needed to take my stuff out of the oven because I wasn't over there and I needed him to take my stuff out of the oven. And he was like, you got a call right here. I'm like, yeah, that's his girlfriend. And I was trying to tell her to take my stuff out of the oven, but she didn't answer. And so then I texted him to take my stuff out of the oven. And so he's just like, and I'm like, and so I'm just like, yo, what? And so then he was just like, oh, okay. And then the other text was like my mom or something like that. And so he's just like, oh, okay. I was just checking. I'm like, checking for what? Like, what are you saying? And this is like, I was dating somebody else when we first started dating, but then I just stopped talking to them because I kind of like fizzled out, just a normal little fizzle out. And so, yeah, I was just like, okay. But like, he was just being weird, and I'm just like, all right. And so then, it happened, y'all. It happened. I was leaving my house after like a whole day of not talking to him. It was like the first day I ever didn't talk to him, but like I was going through everything that day. Like I had broke something that somebody had gave me, and the person was deceased. So the fact that it broke, I was like, oh my gosh, my life is in shambles, okay? And so like I had broke that, and then also I realized that I had left something in my house that needed to come with me to work. And so like I was just like, yo, this is crazy. And so yeah. And I had left it at my mom's house, actually. And then I was at my house, and I was leaving out for work. And I was just like, bro, how did I leave that at my mom's house? And so I'm just like, I don't got time to go to my mother's house and then go to work. That's too much. I'm just going to have to leave it. And so, like, my life is falling apart, okay? And by this point, I think it was, like, 1 p.m. And so I hadn't been texting him the whole day, but it literally wasn't that deep because it was 1 p.m., okay? And so I had to be to work at, like, 3 that day because we didn't have nothing going on. It was like a day where we were actually having like an event, and there wasn't no prep. It was just the event. So I had to be to work late. And so I go, and like he catches me walking out my house, and he like grabbed me up for real. I'm just like, my arm? Like he didn't like, it was aggressive, but like I'm strong, so it didn't hurt me. But I'm just like, why would you pull on my arm like that? He's like, where have you been? I'm like, in my household? And at the time, like, I didn't have an iPhone. Like, he didn't have my location and that. So he really just felt like I was just out and about in the world, just not talking to him. And I'm just like, and even if I was, Like, who the fuck are you? And so he really yoked me up, y'all. And it wasn't nobody on a block, but like, if somebody was on a block, I would have just been like, because you're not ready to embarrass me in front of nobody. We both gonna be embarrassed if anything, because you're not gonna just yoke me up like that. I am not your child. And so he was like, we're going back in the house. I said, who? Going back in the house? He was like, we go back in the house. I said, no, we're not. I was like, no, we're not. We're absolutely not going back in the house because you're not ready in my house. And so I'm just like, we outside with it. What you want? And he's just like, why are you acting like this to me? I'm just like, acting like what to you? He's like, you haven't talked to me all day. I said good morning to you. You didn't say good morning. And da-da-da. I'm just like, and? So like, I'm really just sitting there like, yo, you really bugging. He was just like, you're not about to be acting like this towards me. I was like, acting like what? Like, I had a long morning. Like, things were rough. Things were hard. Like, I had a lot going on. And you didn't even ask me what was good. You just started wilding. And he's just like, I'm not wilding. I'm just acting regular. Like, I'm acting like how a nigga would act if his girl ain't paying no attention to him. I'm just like, nah. I'm like, nah, buddy, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, you are off the handle right now. And I'm just like, and you need to lower your voice. And he's just like, I'm gonna lower my voice. I'm gonna lower my voice. And I was just like, good then. The fuck? Like, good then. And so he's just like, yeah, we're about to get in the car then since you don't want to go in the house so bad. I'm like, get in the car so you can run us off the world. I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm like, whatever conversation we finna have it right here. And then we parting ways because I don't even know why you acting like this to me, but I ain't standing for it. Or sitting for it, jogging for it, none of that. And so he's just like, I'm gonna calm down. I said, yeah, calm down then. Like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And so then he just started talking about how everybody always leave him and he don't know why I'm being this way to him and all he's ever done is love me and he can't believe that I would be acting like this and da da da. And I'm just like, no, what you thought was that you buying me all these gifts and you being like this was going to make me react a certain type of way. You're supposed to do stuff out of the kindness of your heart and just for the love of the person instead of doing it to get a certain reaction out of them. What you're not ready to make me do is just be in a relationship with you just because you was sweet to me. Everybody's sweet to me and I'm sweet to everybody. Like, I don't care. That don't matter to me. You're not ready to force me to do something that I don't want to do. And then you acting like this. This is the reason why we're not together because I knew it was something wrong with you. And like, you're not ready to just yoke me up in public and think shit gonna be sweet. Like, nah, we're not talking anymore. It's done. Like, don't put your hands on me. I don't know who you thought I was. And so he's just like, what do you mean we're done? And I'm just like, we're not dating anymore. And he was just like, after all I've done to you, done for you. And I'm just like, no, I don't care. I'm like, actually, if you want to, I can go in the house and get your earrings and get your phone and give it to you. And he was like, I don't want them earrings or the phone. I want you. I can't believe you're trying to leave me like this. And I'm just like, bro, I'm literally trying to go to work. And I'm actually about to be late, to be honest, because why are we still out here? Like, we've been talking for like 20 minutes. Wrap this shit up. And so he's just like, I can take you to work. Like, I don't want you to be late, but I just feel like you should forgive me and da da da. I'm just like, bro, I'm not forgiving you. I don't like when people touch me like that. Don't touch me like that. I'm like, bro, no, because you just grabbed this shit out of my arm. And then at the time, like, I used to bruise very easily. Like, I can be roughed up now. Like, I can really fight somebody and not have no bruises and I'll be fine. But I used to bruise so easily. Like, somebody will go like this to my arm 3 times and then you'll be able to see it for like the whole rest of the day. So it's just like, I knew I was going to have a whole handprint on my arm and I was going to go to work and niggas was going to look at me like I was crazy because I had on a short sleeve shirt so they was going to see it. And so I'm just like, bro, now you're going to have me looking crazy in front of my other employees and shit. Like, yo, I don't have time for this. And so he's just like, all right, I'm sorry. Like, we could go to the store and get some makeup or you could just skip today. I'm like, I'm not skipping work. I'm like, what are you talking about? They need me up there. And so it just was a whole hot fool mess. And I was just like, bro, I already know that love bombing is a tactic for abusers. I already know that. Like, I was just like, either you about to physically abuse me, you about to verbally abuse me, or you about to emotionally abuse me. Something is happening. Something is happening. I don't know what it is, but it's going to happen because no way, you're not just like this, bro. And I know you're not just like this. You're trying to get a reaction out of me. You're trying to make me be some type of attached to you so that you can do whatever you want to me and then I won't leave you. I'm not that girl. I'm just like, nah, I'm so sorry. So you're going to have to try that shit with somebody else. And so he was mad, but then like I left and I went to work. I was in fact late. I was like 30 minutes late to work and I was mad, but like it was cool. I just was real quick when I got in there. I just was like, I tried to act like I wasn't late. I'm like, no, I've been here. I was moving that max speed. So then he texted me. He texted me like, he left like 3 little voice thingies or something like that, and then like he left me all these long messages that you gotta click on, and then like he just was doing the most. Like he hit me up on Instagram, like, and all this. I'm just like, what are you doing? But like he only said like one thing on Instagram, but then the rest of it was like all through text. But I'm just like, why did you just send me something on Instagram? Like I was just gonna answer to that and not answer to your text. I'm just not gonna answer you at all. Get out of here. And then he was calling me from random numbers, and I'm just like, this isn't cute. And this is not going to get me to come back. Like, you're being weird. Leave me alone. And so that was kind of like the whole end of that thing, because like he was trying to contact me for like the next 5 days, but then he realized he might as well just give up. And then like I packaged his things and I gave it to him. Like I just boxed everything up. I kept them close, but the bag, the earrings, and the phone, I put the earrings and the phone inside the daggone bag. Took the bag, put it inside the bag that it came in, took that to his house, dropped it off at his front door, and left. Because I'm just like, I don't want you to be trying to tell people that you done did something for me. You ain't do nothing for me. Get out of here. And so I gave him that stuff back. I really should have sold it because it was all new. I could have sold all of it, but I gave it back. That was my con act of the month, y'all. That was my con act of the month. Well, yeah, of the month, because it was a lot of stuff. I could have made bank off of selling that. But yeah, so after that, like when he didn't talk to me for like the next couple of days, I'm thinking that he's gone or whatever. Then he tried like his last little hurrah, and he like left a bunch of stuff at my door and like a little note saying like he was sorry, he didn't mean to grab me up like that, whatever. I'm just like, nah. Like I will not accept anything like that. Like, you know, people already be verbally abusing people and emotionally abusing people. What you're not gonna do is physically abuse me. And I did in fact have a mark on my arm, but being as though I was the only person in my kitchen, because I think at the time like we didn't even have that many employees. Anybody see it? I was cool. Ain't nobody asked me about it. That was cool. And so like it was fine. But I'm just like, bro, you're not ready to act a fool and just think I'm gonna stick around. But that was just what it was. Like, you cannot trust love bombers. Eventually they are going to really do something ridiculous. And you know, he ain't hit me, so I guess, you know, I'm cool. But I'm just like, bro, you can't just be grabbing motherfuckers up and thinking shit gonna be sweet. You can't just be putting your hands on people in general, no matter the gender, no matter the age, the gender, none of that. Because I will rock you. Like I beat people up. If you want to fight, we can fight. But like, I'm not doing nothing like that. So don't touch me if I don't touch you. That's just how that is. That's not the moral of the story, but the moral of the story: don't touch me if I don't touch you, because I touch hard. I'm dumb. So yeah, that's basically how it was. And yeah, the moral of the story actually is you cannot trust love bombers, okay? And you gotta ask people about their history in relationships, because that's really how you see things. You see patterns that way. Like, you can get somebody that changed their behavior and like, oh, they're not like this anymore, but you still need to know how they was and see what they was capable of in the past. Just to know, have some notes, just to have something so you know what could happen, and you know, see the possibilities. And they can grow and they can be different, but the thing is, they were once capable of these things. So you don't know, okay? Moral of the story is, you need to watch out for love bombers, because they will make you feel like you're so loved and so appreciated and do so much for you, and then soon as they feel like they got you, they're going to act a fool. And so like, thankfully I cut that short. But yeah, it really was like a 3-month time span where we were talking, and I really did feel like after like week 2 that he was love bombing me, and I was right. And so good for me, I guess. Like, and he wasn't really like that as a person, because I ended up meeting one of his exes because like we kind of knew some of the same people, and I ended up meeting one of his exes, and she was just like, yeah, he beat me up. I was like, he beat you up? I wasn't shocked, but I was like, oh my gosh, I was right. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm glad you got out of that. She was just like, yeah, we was together for a whole year. And I'm just like, girl, how long was he beating you up though? And I was just like, I gotta stop being nosy. How I tell y'all the moral of the story, and then I'm trying to tell you more story after that. But yeah, alright y'all, let me get on, because I got somewhere to be. For me, story time session, that is over. Peace and love.